Today, on Be Something Wonderful, how to shift to your perfect reality instantly and in every moment. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, good morning and welcome back to the studios of Be Something Wonderful. I have a big video for you today. I had such a beautiful conversation with one of you yesterday as you talked about the conditions and circumstances of your life, past and present, right? And as you were early in the conversation saying, well, Tom, I guess reality is what it is, right? This idea that I'm just going to surrender passively to my life, to what I believe is the past that I experienced and the present circumstances that I'm experiencing, right? This idea that I got to resign and accept and agree with this negative reality that I don't prefer, right? And remember, reality is not, it is what it is. It's not like reality is what it is. Reality is who you are. But who are you? You are that perfect, beautiful beingness within which all of those appearances take place. Everything else is the middle. Everything else is the circus, as that dive instructor, that scuba diving instructor said to me, Tom, it's all about breathing and buoyancy. Everything else is the circus. It's all about your beingness. This is when in that moment, we were just a few minutes into our conversation, she burst out in tears, but she goes, Tom, this is not tears of unhappiness. It feels like a release to me. I understand your messages. I just, in this moment, I'm really feeling that deep connection with my I amness, right? She was feeling that connection with her beingness. That, yeah, that's the truth. What she was feeling is the truth, hear this, of her reality. And that can be expressed in an anomalous burst of energy or anomalous burst of emotions as she released that assumption that she's not that person she desires to be. As she released the assumption that I am those conditions, that's me. Right? She just released her identity to all of those conditions, all of those experiences. In that moment, it was beautiful. Then we got deeper into these ideas. But I wanted to share that with you. Right? It's not about surrendering passively to what you believe are past experiences that you're creating right now by remembering them. Because remember, your identity right now, who you are, determines your entire life experience, past, present, and future. So what you are remembering, you're imagining. Right? Remember, a memory is an imaginal act. It's a mental image that you're creating right now. And it's not that you have to ignore them, right? Or not remember them. But remember them and think of them from that higher perspective that was one possibility. That was one experience in all that I am. But I'm much more than all of those experiences. So you're not surrendering to anything. You're not resigning and accepting and agreeing to anything. You're saying you're accepting the idea that all possibilities exist, all realities. I'm all identities. I'm all images. I'm all versions. I'm all frames of reality. But I'm greater than all of them. That those experiences are always changing. Those circumstances and conditions are always changing, but I'm the very awareness or the very experiencing within which all of that takes place. And that experiencing or that awareness is perfect. It's beautiful. It's that beingness that you are. Right? Everything else is the circus. But even a circus, right, where it looks chaotic and out of control, is perfect control. So even the conditions that look negative and unwanted are unfolding perfectly. It's the perfection of who you are. We just have a partial view of all that is, right? That manifested physical reality is that seen reality is less than 1% of all that you are. You are so much infinitely more than anything that you can focus in on or perceive in this 3D physical experience. That's the message that we got to, and that was a beautiful moment. And then we followed and really unpacked this idea that reality is what you judge it to be. Yes, that's law. Like Jesus said in that show, The Chosen, I am the law of Moses. I am the law of Moses. I am reality. But what was the other message, the bigger message of Jesus? Do not judge according to appearance. So reality is what you judge it to be, but don't judge it according to appearances. Judge it with righteous judgment. In other words, experience reality or judge reality as you would like it to be, not as it appears to be. So that the message was not, do not look at reality, do not judge reality, and ignore reality. That wasn't the message. The message was, it's what you judge it to be, but don't judge according to appearance. Don't judge according to the changing temporary circumstances. Judge it from the one and only reality, the changeless reality of who you are, the awareness that never changes, the beauty of that beingness that never changes. So experience reality as you would like it to be, not as it appears to be. Your reality is an experience of and an experience as that awareness, that beautiful awareness of being that I am. The changing appearances don't matter. That's why every spiritual teacher says circumstances don't matter. Beingness matters. That's why. That's why. It's not that you don't judge, not to look at them or to ignore them or not to judge them. Judge them righteously. See them righteously. Experience it righteously as who you really are. That was the message, right? So the whole question of what do I do? What's to do? How do I do it? Well, that question no longer can make sense now because it's not about what you do or how you do it. It's about who you are and what you are. It's about who. It's the eternal question that Jesus asked his disciples or apostles. Who do you say that I am? Who do you say I am? That question, who am I? Who do I say I am? Makes every other question irrelevant. It makes every other doubt and fear irrelevant because you are reality. The answer to that question creates your reality or your experience of ultimate reality as I am awareness instantly in every moment. Do you see it? So it's the only question that matters. It makes every other question irrelevant. And your answer creates your reality instantly in every moment. Your experience as I am awareness. There's no reality outside or apart from your awareness and experience of it. No one can experience or be aware for you. And no one can create in your reality or your experience. And no one can affect your reality or what you experience or are aware of without your agreement, without your assumption, without you acquiescing to that idea. You're the only power and authority. There's no reality outside of you. It makes no sense to look at what others are doing or asking them how do they do it. You're the reality, not them. You create that. You create those versions of them and events and people, events and circumstances. This is powerful. You're the only one that determines your experience of reality. In the instant, in the moment that you judge reality, the people, events, and circumstances, you change and create it. In other words, those conditions are always changing. But as you judge it in that moment, you create that idea. You collapse the wave of infinite probabilities or possibilities. And you filter out more than 99.9% of other possibilities of that unseen potential or reality. And what that potential reality could mean to you. You filter out all of those meanings that you could give it. There's infinite meanings that it could mean. Right? But it has no meaning other than the meaning you give it. And why not give it the meaning of its being perfect, of it being the perfect unfolding, of it leading to everything that you could ever want or desire? Right? You give the manifesting, and I say manifesting because they're always manifesting. You're always shifting, right? There really is no manifested reality. It's never still and manifested. It's always changing. The only thing it doesn't change is you as that awareness. So that changing reality, that less than 0.1% of seen reality that's always changing, those appearances, you give them all the meaning they have. In other words, they mean nothing. Nothing until you say so. As it was said in Matthew 8:8, when Jesus was healing the centurion's servant, the centurion said to Jesus, "Your I am awareness. Just say the word, and my servant will be healed." In other words, I will be healed, I will be whole, I will be complete, I will be perfect. Just say the word. They have no meaning other than what you say. And you can just say the word and say that it's unfolding perfectly. That's what we were really getting at here. The chosen scene, the healing at the pool of Bethesda, which you guys know I've talked about many times. Jesus says to him, right, the man who was complaining and saying, everybody's walking over me, I can't get to the pool, I can't see reality the way I want to see it. These appearances are too powerful, they're too strong, they're too solid for me, right? But Jesus says to him, but this pool, in other words, these appearances, these temporary circumstances, it does nothing for you. It means nothing. Wow. Circumstances don't matter. These changing appearances and circumstances do nothing to you or for you. And then Jesus says to him, you don't need this pool. You don't need the circumstances to be a certain way. You only need me, that I am awareness, to be aware that you already are that being that you desire to be. You already have that which you desire to have. In that instant, in that moment, you shift to the identity and reality of your ideal. In that moment. That's why Florence Scovel Shinn said, I'm unmoved by appearances, therefore appearances move. And it's even said when Jesus healed the centurion's servant, the ancients said this, and the servant was healed at that very moment. At that same moment, same hour, same moment, the servant was healed. So you're always instantly and perfectly moving to your ideal reality. But you're not seeing it like that, right? And it's you that determines that. It's always there. When you're unmoved by appearances, appearances move. In that instant, in that moment, in that moment, the servant was healed, at that very moment. It says that in Scripture. That's powerful. It goes to how instant reality is, right? You don't resist circumstances, nor do you passively surrender to them, as I talked about earlier, in resignation. I'm just going to resign to this. It is what it is. You're simply indifferent because they don't matter. That's what indifference is. They mean nothing. It doesn't matter. You can continue to defend your limitations, argue for your limitations, defend your limiting beliefs, and say, no, but what about this one? Or what about when something's in my face? And we talk about all of these circumstances, and you continue to present ones that appear more horrible than the last one. You're just arguing for your limitations. You are the meaning and reality behind all of it, period. Right? To resist or to passively surrender, this is what Neville Goddard says. I'm adding to resist here. To resist, or, as Neville said, to passively surrender to appearances and bow before the evidence of the facts, is to confess that Christ is not yet born in you. It's to say that I am not who I desire to be, and I don't know how to get there. Asking, what do I do? How do I do it? What did others do? Tell me exactly what you did. All of that is irrelevant. It doesn't matter what they exactly did. It doesn't matter how they did it. None of that, it's all irrelevant. You're asking the wrong question. Who are you? Right? Be or see your ideal. And the doing and the having will be done through you and as you. It's instant and it's in every moment. That's what we mean by that idea of creating that perfect reality, shifting to that your perfect reality instantly in every moment. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, the ambassadors at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful, for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, TikTok at Be Something Wonderful, and the membership channel, where we just had a powerful live stream on Sunday, June 23rd, 2024. We had our 6th live event. It was beautiful. It was our 15th live event overall. And we're going to have our next one at the end of July, our 16th live event, our 7th live event of 2024. Be sure to join us. If you're a member, join us. If you're not a member, check out the link below and send your questions and comments and topics that you want to talk about to info@besomethingwonderful.com. Creators with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude. This is Tom Kearin here in the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Until next time, we'll see you soon.